Hello, welcome back to this random of why I fix stuff. Today we have this American adding machine made by the American Can Company. Why a can company decided to make adding machines, I have no idea. But anyway, that's what we have here today. The patent date on this is 1912, it says down here. And this thing is mostly working, it just has one small issue. So the way that this works is you're supposed to put your finger in the number you want. So for example 3, and then you pull this up until it stops against your finger, and you pull this. You can see now it's added 3 in this column. And then for subtraction, you just do the 2's complement, or the 9's complement rather, which is why it has little red numbers there, that's for subtraction. But other than that, it's a pretty basic machine. All these things just lift up, and then to clear out, you just pull it with no entry, and that clears everything out. Now if you pull one of these up and make a mistake, you pull this handle on the side, and that resets it. And that brings us to our issue. If I pull all of these up here, and then reset them, you notice that not all of them reset. So we're going to have to take this apart and figure out why some of these don't reset. So, the first step to taking this apart is, first you have to pull all of these out. These just kind of latch in. So probably haven't been out in 100 years, so it's going to be a bit stiff, I think. Well, let me fight with those for a minute. Alright, so it's finally able to pull all these out. So then we need to take this off. There's just a screw in the end here. Yes, this is bent. I'm going to have to bend that back at some point. This handle off here. Also need to take off this handle. Those off, we can lay this on its side. And we need to take out these 2 screws. And then this plate should come out. This plate should come out. And these tabs here go up behind little tabs here and prevent the case from sliding. So that's why I have to take those out. Now, if we turn this back over, we should be able to just lift this off, I believe. Just going to cooperate here. I think this, because this is bent, it's going to be a little bit stiff. There we go. Okay, and now we can get a look at mechanism in here. Looks like we've got some sound deadening foam stuff there. That's interesting. And you can see this is the thing that comes down. So let's pop this guy back on and see what exactly this thing drives and what it's failing to drive. A bit of dust in here, we can clean that out as well. All right in here. So this thing doesn't look like it drives a whole lot actually. These things. Okay, so that one's not. So I'm gonna have to take a closer look and see if I can figure out. I don't really see anything on the top of my head that's moving. I don't know, that would drive that. So let me take a close look at this and try to figure out how exactly that's supposed to work. Okay, so I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on camera, but you notice when I pull this lever, see the hammer rising up in there? Right in between the 2 plates there? That's what does the clearing. Now if we go over one column here to this one, notice that there is no hammer rising up. And that's one of the columns that's broken. So I think what happened is, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, I don't think you can see it here, but I verified that the hammer does exist in that column, it's just not moving. So, yeah, you can't really see it on the camera, no, but there's a keyway in the middle of that shaft. So I think what happened is the key on the hammer assembly in those three columns has just broken off. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be able to do about it, short of just trying to fabricate a new one. So, I think for right now we are going to not worry about it. I don't have any way right now to make that, because it doesn't look like it's completely just a piece of sheet metal. There's some different pieces attached to it. So, it's not a huge deal that those don't work. It would be nice to get them to work, but for right now I think we're just going to leave it as is, because I don't want to have to take this whole entire thing apart and then try and make the new pieces right now. So for now we're just going to leave it like that. It's not a huge flaw, not a big deal, but we can at least take a look at how this machine works while we have it apart. So let's back up here, we'll turn this around. So basically, all that this is, you can see in here, see the ratchets there? So on the other side of that wheel is where the sliders latch in. So each click is the click of the slider latching past one of those ratchets on the other side. And basically all that happens is when you pull the handle, you see this piece comes down and hits that, and then drags it all the way down with it. And then for clearing, you notice that this tab here is sticking out in the middle. So this is relative to the position of the digit wheel. So, like for now, for example, there's 7 on there, so this is in the 7th position. Now if I drag this down, this piece hits on that tab and pushes it down to clear it out. So it's not a super complicated mechanism. Now if I enter, say, a number, you notice that this piece gets lifted up. This is the clearing piece. So this gets lifted up for driving. And that way it doesn't hit on that tab to clear it out. So, I wasn't sure how to do, but basically if I just put like a 1 in here, that piece gets lifted up so it doesn't hit the tab and doesn't clear out, it just hits this and drives it, the correct number of positions. As far as carrying, that one I really don't think you can see, but from what I gather, the way that that works is in the bottom down here, there is a set of wheels all the way in the back there. And you notice as I push this forward, oh, maybe you can't really see it. There's a set of catches. There's a set of catches on the bottom of this tray. And it looks like what happens is whenever the carry sets, it grabs one of those catches and pulls the wheel forward one position on the backstroke. So for example, if I add in say 9, and I add in say 1, you can see, so watch, it'll add 1 on the downstroke, and then on the backstroke is when it drives that wheel forward. So I think what happens is it trips something in those wheels down there, which I can't really see because they're buried all the way down in there. But it looks like it trips something in there that grabs one of those catches on the backstroke to pull this forward one position. That's what it looks like. So it's not a super complicated mechanism. It's really pretty basic actually. I think that's pretty much as complicated as it gets. Oh, and how the clearing actually works is those hammers that come up, they just release the catches on those ratchets and push the sliders back down. That's all that they do. So like if the hammer comes up, now it has released the catch on those ratchets. So if I go back now, it's ratcheted there, but this releases the ratchet and pushes it down. So yeah, pretty simple machine. I actually expected the metal inside to be a lot thinner than this, given how thin the case is, but it's actually not too poorly built. The thinnest parts are those hammers, and it looks like that's what's broken. So yeah, I think this machine is from the early 19-teens. The patent date's 1912, and there were later revisions of this in the 20s. So this is probably early to mid-teens version of this machine. So yeah, I think that's about it. We'll straighten this out before I put the case back on, and I'll probably clean out some more dust and oil it, but also clean off these too. They're pretty dirty. So yeah, and that's going to be pretty much about it. We'll just clean this up, put it back together, do one more demonstration. That's going to be it for now. Maybe in the future sometime I'll try and take this entire thing apart and see if I can remake those pieces, but for today, it's going to be about it. Okay, so all back together. We'll try one. This isn't bent out yet. That's too many, I think. 1, 2. I have to push that in a little bit. 3. That was 4, not 3. Okay, let me. There we go. That's better. Okay. So I don't want to do this the way that the directions say by putting your finger in there, because you wear the paint off. A lot of these machines, if you see them, at least the first 3 columns, all the numbers are worn off of them. This one's actually in pretty good shape in that respect. Because usually when you see these, a lot of these numbers are worn off from people putting their finger in each number. So I want to try and avoid that on this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then 3, 2, 1. And you can see our answer 3330 is correct. So I think that's right. We can try a subtraction. Let's enter, say, 25. We can try and subtract 3. So what we would do here is you would enter in all zeros. And then nines complement less 1, so the small 2, which would be actually 7, and it should subtract 3. We have 22, so we'll subtract to 3, so that works. So I think that's going to be about it. This is, I was hoping to get this fixed today, but that's not going to happen. Maybe sometime in the future I'll take this entire thing all apart, see if I can fabricate those pieces, but for now, so look inside this American Can Company adding machine. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.